Welcome to Pouches and More, and today we'll be preparing this coin pouch. This is how it looks. It's tiny, it's completely lined. We have used a press button for the closure. It's simple to make, and this is how the pattern will be. So let's check out the materials required to make this coin pouch. We require one piece of main fabric, one quilting material and lining fabric. Three of them measure 6 inches by 5 inches. The same thing, main fabric, quilting fabric and lining fabric measuring 4 inches by 5 inches. We need one piece of bias binding strip, measures 2 inches by 20 inches, and one set of press buttons. These are all the materials required. So first we are going to quilt the entire thing. So first place the main fabric wrong side facing up, the quilting material and the lining fabric wrong side facing down, and we are going to quilt it. We'll do the same thing for the other piece also. Main fabric wrong side up, quilting material and lining fabric wrong side facing down. We'll be quilting both of them. So we'll start quilting from the center and then we will be moving outward. We are going to do this for both the fabrics. So we finished quilting both of them. Now next we are going to cut them according to the pattern. So the 6 inches by 5 inches one we are going to cut according to this pattern, and the 4 inches by 5 inches we are going to cut according to this pattern. So for this pattern we have used two circles. One has 3 1/4 diameter and the other has 4 1/4 diameter. So we are going to place them like this, and this is the pattern. For the other piece we are just going to, where one circle is joining, we are going to cut it straight over here and then make a slight curve. So this is how we are going to get both the patterns. So we are just going to trace the pattern on the lining fabric of both the pieces. So just keep it like this and trace the outline. So we have done that for one piece. This is the outline. We will be doing the same thing for the other one also. So this also we are going to trace it according to the pattern. Once the tracing is done, we have to cut it, but before cutting it we are just going to make a stitch right on the edge of the tracing. So right on the edge of the pen mark we will be making a stitch mark all around. So we have made a stitch mark and we have also cut it. We have cut both the fabrics. So this is the front. We are going to make a binding now on the top edge. So this is our binding strip. We are just going to place it like this, raw edges together, aligning and pin them. So here we are going to make a stitch. So this is done. Now we'll just turn the bias binding on the other side. We'll make small cuts on the curved part and we're just going to turn it to the other side and hand press the whole thing. That is to give it a neat finish. So if we press the whole thing and turn it, this is how it will be looking. So it looks neat. Now to complete the binding, we're just going to turn it over and we need to double fold it. That is one fold and another fold, and we'll have to clip this. We'll be doing this for the entire piece. going to cut the extra binding and we'll have to make a stitch on this. So right on the edge we're going to make a stitch to complete the binding. So we have completed the binding. We have also cut the extra fabric from the side. Now we'll have to attach it to the other piece. So we're just going to place them together like this, and this is how it will be looking. We'll make a stitch right on the edge over here. That is to hold the fabrics together when we are binding it. So we'll just make a stitch on the edge. So the stitch is done, and this is how it will be looking. Now we need to complete the pouch by making a binding. So now we'll be completing it by putting the binding. Putting the binding, we'll start on the wrong side like this. We just align the binding strip and the pouch. So we'll complete the entire binding all around over here. So we have done this. Now we can cut the curved edges. It's not necessary. I'm not going to. I'll just make a small cut on this part over here, on both the sides, on this side as well as on the other side also, before turning the binding to the other side. Now we'll just turn the binding on the other side and press it neatly. Instead of pressing it like this, it's better to to iron the binding, so it will be neat on this side. So I have just hand pressed the entire thing on the other side, so that it gives a neat finish on the right side like this. Now we'll be doing the same thing to complete the binding. That is, on the other side we are just going to fold it twice. So on the other side we are just going to fold this 2 times, one time and second time, and we'll be doing this all around. We're just going to do it and clip it as of now. So 2 folds all around. Now we are going to stitch all around right on the edge. So I finished the binding. Now the only thing left is to attach the press button. So we'll be attaching the buttons like this. So for attaching the buttons, we need a center. So we'll just fold the pouch like this to get the center on the flap. So this is our center marking on the flap. So here we are just going to place the press button like this and stitch it, and the same way on the other side also. So we have finished stitching the press button. We have hand stitched the buttons, and this is how our pouch will be looking. It's complete. You can also put a button on top, a decorative button. It's completely optional. So this is simple to make. Please to try this. Thanks for watching. Bye.